It is your favorite nerdy girl here, Nerdy Girl Reviews, and we are back with all this extra zhuzh. I have been away from the reviewing for a while, and so I thought I'd come back and bring a little something extra. Again, these are all the things that I think I've mentioned before that is available at Target's Bullseye, definitely at Dollar Tree, and I said I would put it in the background. Excuse the costume. I just did a review for Barbie, the movie. It's currently streaming on HBO Max. And I will link the review somewhere in the video, or you can peep it in the description box down below. But I also was kind of in my 1980s zhuzh because we will be reviewing something a little different this time. Just keep in mind, I am not an expert when it comes to this particular subject. I am not an expert at wine. So, you know, if I say certain things that I may not know, okay, you can correct me, just be kind. But I'm very much in this lead forward 1980s Barbie, you know, workout fantasy, because I'm also linking it to the Hulu documentary of Thank You Good Night, featuring drumroll, John Bon Jovi, the Bon Jovi story. So the band, it's a 4-part series. I might get into it with more detail, but not for this video. But yeah, it's very, yes, 1980s, come through. I forgot like that catalog of music. I actually saw John Bon Jovi in person 2007. I think it was the Prudential Center, and they were touring, I think. I forget for which record. But it was something like in the past mid-2000s, early 2000s, 2007, around there. And I won a contest. I think it was KTU, and I went with my friend. It was in Newark, New Jersey, and they had brought like all these Jersey bands. I wanted to see obviously Bon Jovi, but they also had opening acts, and so they were featuring My Chemical Romance. But that particular contest that I won had Daughtry, which again, just equally stellar. And so I do recommend you do invest in concerts and shows and see definitely a Bon Jovi concert, because it is electric. He's a great showman, and I give him props. But anyway, we're moving into the whole Hampton water, and that is the brand that they have been doing an exemplary job of promoting, definitely for Mother's Day. And I did buy it for Mother's Day. I wanted to try it. Hampton water wine is a rosé wine. And again, if you would like to follow me here on YouTube or TikTok, Instagram, I'm available at Nerdygirlreviews or Nerdygirl33, Nerdygirlreviews 33. But you will find me online under Nerdygirlreviews for sure. So again, like I said, I'm not an expert. I'm just, you know, an enthusiast and a fan. So I will say that I've had wine before: variety, rosé, Moscato, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, Sauvignon Blanc. Those are my go-tos. More on the sweeter end, but I will say that sweet doesn't always agree with me, just because it will provide headaches, and I don't know if it's the acidity. Nonetheless, I thought that this was kind of gonna fall under that. It's a rosé. It's a 2023, south of France. Production is, or I believe the grapes are coming from. And it's called Hampton water. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, from what I've gathered online, you know, John, when he was amongst his kids hanging out, and they're not children, we're talking about people who are 20 plus, he would always have his rosé. And I think he's stated before that he's a big wine fan, and particularly rosé, and he would call it pink juice. So his eldest son was like, oh, you know, like, why don't we go into business with this, and instead of calling it pink juice, we could call it Hampton water. They would always spend, like, I guess their holidays or summers at Hampton, in the Hamptons, and then it's called water. Now, I will say about the water aspect, I don't know if it's incorporated. I found this bottle to be very refreshing. I've tried other rosés and other sweet wines, and I feel instantly, I feel a really bad burn in my throat, and I feel parched immediately. I always have to kind of chase it with a glass of water. I don't feel that way with this. So keep that in mind. Also, it's not super cheap, but there's a purpose to it. Not only for the quality of the bottle, it doesn't say exactly what the content of ounces I'm carrying, but I want to say this is like close to big, because they have a variety of sizes. They have, like, I think much smaller cider looking bottles, then they have like a small bottle. This is, I would say, like a large, and then they have like the big mamma jamma. At my local winery, they only had wine shop, they only had this size, which I don't regret, because it's lasted me and it tastes really great. But the packaging, you can see it's sleek. It has a cork. Okay, I'm holding the bottle just to explain. The cork is a glass cork, and stopper. So, or topper, I think it's called topper. So when you insert it, it really seals, and it really keeps the wine, like, it doesn't lose its flavor, or it doesn't go automatically flat. So I like that quality. That's what you're paying for, good quality. The biggest bonus is that the proceeds go to charities. You know, the Bon Jovi family has been known to be great humanitarians, and so a lot of the proceeds go to, like, LGBTQ rights, breast cancer research. I think they donate to, like, rotating charities. It's not specifically just tied to that, but it just tells you, like, your money is going far, you know, it's being donated, and for great humanitarian purposes. The glass in itself also is recyclable. I mean, that's great for the environment. This is what I'm saying. So that's why I felt the need to go to the length of doing a video, because it's not your average bottle. It's not your quick cash grab because of the popularity that is Bon Jovi, and they're still just as active and touring as when they were fresh out of the box in the 1980s. So I thought I would try it on camera. I have my nice little glass, and remember, I'm a big Dollar Tree girl, so this is like a wine glass minus a stem, but this is cute. This is from their Christmas collection, so it has all these cute little snowflakes, but it has, again, you can always go to the Dollar Tree and you can get any kind of pattern you want, so it doesn't have to be strictly Christmas oriented. But I feel so fancy. I love how fancy it makes me feel too, you know, like, it's not your average wine, you know, you feel like, you know, you're a big personality, you're rich. I feel like a fancy gal. All right, so we're gonna try this. That was a little more than I should have poured, but I do like this. I think I really will invest in more of these bottles, but I'm gonna try it on camera so you guys can see. Now, I know most cork masters would like taste it and then spit it out, but come on. I'm not wasting product. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to come across as a booze hound, but it's a good quality wine and it's refreshing. Like, it's a dry, but you can taste, I don't know, it's like a full palate. You can taste other fruits. I think other reviewers have mentioned like that there's like a hint of like apples and whatnot. And again, it goes down, like there's a bit of warmth, but it's not burning, scorching like a lot of other cheaper wines. So I am a fan. Yes. Now, that is what I say. I'll say, and then when you put the cork back in, it seals tight. What I will say though, it gets a little, I don't know if it's my bottle, but the more it goes down, the more it becomes a little difficult to like take the cork out. But for good reason, you know, because I guess if it was too easy, then it would release air, or, you know, it would change the quality or the actual flavor of the wine. So, but yeah, you get a nice little buzz. Now, I have prepared a pitcher from the Target Bullseye. This is a pitcher, plastic, but I have prepared a nice little mixture. Now I've added vodka, some lime juice, strawberries, orange slices. I think that's it. Raspberries. But again, you want to strain them. You know, you don't want all that floating in it. Depending on your fancy. I don't. And a hint of mint. So it's kind of like a little sangria mix that you can add to your rosé. This is when I kind of get some of this nice nutrition in here. You could call it nutrition. I have a filler, I have a bigger glass here, but we're gonna try on camera. This one, honestly, this is great for a nice Friday night. If you're doing a spa day in your home, in your apartment, it's been a long work week, this is perfect. And you're doing a nice spa day in your own home, you're doing a nice hot bath, you're watching a little movie, documentary. Very nice. And it complements perfectly. You can put this in like any other kind of mix, a mule, a sangria, other flavorful citrusy mixes with like lemon, strawberries. I'm gonna keep trying with other recipes, but I love this, and this is perfect for Mother's Day. I tried to enter the contest because they were giving calls. They were calling your loved ones, but I sadly did not win. But nonetheless, that didn't stop me from reviewing the product. When a product honestly is this good and it gives back to the community, I mean, come on, you can't go wrong. So, I'm really loving this, you know. So kudos to the Bon Jovi family. And they have so many, like a plethora of like a resume of giving back to the community. They also have, I think it's called JBJ's Soul Kitchen. You know, you can pay, you can, if you're in need of a meal, you can volunteer services, or if you have the money for a meal, you are asked to, you know, perhaps donate a bit more just so that it can go, and you can pay it forward to a person in need. That honestly, I mean, that family, God bless them. They're doing God's work, really. So I will try to be back soon, reviewing perhaps. Thank you, good night. I definitely had a lot of flashbacks of my childhood, playing all the classics, you know, Bon Jovi songs. It's so funny because it brings me back, when I was watching it, brought me back to that time that I saw him in person, or saw them in person, and they really did a phenomenal job. We were in the VIP section. It was so cool, and it's engaging. But I will say that I know the singles. I didn't know every particular song, and there were certain songs that I was like, oh man, I don't know all the words. I didn't realize that. But again, this is way before, you know, we had all these gadgets and iPhones or whatever, that now I'd probably be up to date. But nonetheless, it is definitely a show worth watching live. Those Jersey boys rock. Yeah, I encourage you to buy Hampton water, you know, if you are, and I think it pairs perfectly with like maybe fish and seafood and whatnot, maybe something light, like a light poultry, or light meat. No, I don't think red meat. I'm not too sure, but, and you can, there's a handful of recipes. I'll probably link their website in my description box too, so that you can do your own research. And if you are so inclined to purchase a bottle, I encourage you to do so. But again, this is not sponsored. This is not, I wish. I wish I was sponsored. But yeah, if you like what you see, if you like this video, give us a like, leave us a comment down below. Are you a wine head? Is that something you would be interested in buying, Hampton water? Are there other brands that you want me to review or would suggest? Also, if you like my videos here, hit the subscription button and the notification button so you can be alerted of my next DIY, haul, unboxing, gift basket ideas, and wine tasting and review. Also, I have a GoFundMe, which I will link in the description box below. And until next time, y'all, let me have a little bit of wine and play a little music, and we will be back soon, I hope. All right, y'all. Cheers. Yes, honey. All right, y'all. Till next time. XOXO. Nerdy girl.